You're watching the Humanist Association of Middle Tennessee. Hey, I'm wearing my new t-shirt. It's from the benevolentfriends.org. I hope you'll join up with them. They're one of our fellow affiliated groups of non-theists. I guess you'd call them atheists, but you know they don't make claims about that. Their big thing is just being friends. But the reason that I'm meeting with you today is because there's a very important news article on CBS News, an article but story on CBS News. CBS is actually covering that 1/3 of the population that's non-theist, that's atheist, a religion without God. And I want to show some little pieces of their report. I hope you'll go on CBS News and watch the full report. But there's a few quick pieces I want to show you. Let's start right here with the intro.
'Cause I gotta have faith.
Do you have to have faith? Our series, The State of Spirituality, asks the question. It's State of Spirituality with Lisa Ling. There she is. There's Lisa. We've been taking looks at different paths to faith and fellowship here in these United States. And this morning we bring you a story about an often overlooked but key part of this conversation. Non-believers. Lisa Ling visits a group hoping to offer a sense of community that's often found in churches and mosques and temples, but for people who don't want to get God involved.
Now, the reason I want to show the intros and the outros is that they show the way the mainstream media is characterizing this, which is a really good sign. They basically understand that there's such a thing as religion without God. So you'll hear the way they talk about this. They don't put it in a negative or positive light. They just talk it right down the center, which is what our media are supposed to do, just report the facts. So here's a few excerpts from that piece.
You can count on me.
At first impression,
1, 2, 3.
this may look like a typical contemporary Sunday morning church service. The difference is the one I'm attending has music, it has a message, it has fellowship. It just doesn't have God.
You'll be there.
This is a non-religious gathering in Los Angeles called Sunday Assembly. What does Sunday Assembly mean to you?
It means community.
Sunday Assembly is family for me.
I would always have conversations with other friends who are atheists. We never had community, and when I discovered Sunday Assembly, I found that community.
Ryan Trout, Amy Boyle, and Sam Renderos are all leaders within Sunday Assembly's LA chapter. Most here are not affiliated with an organized religion, and they're not alone. Nearly 30% of U.S. adults are now religiously unaffiliated.
Now, at the end of that piece, they weighed in a little bit. They wanted to talk a little bit about, wait a minute, how do you have a religion without God? So here's a quick conversation, and I love the way they talked about this. Let's cut to that right now.
Lisa, we love this series, but I do have a question, though. I know in the church that I was raised in, they take offerings and donations. How does the Sunday Assembly keep the lights on? How do they stay afloat?
Well, the Sunday Assembly in Los Angeles, they pass a donation bag around during their services as well, and that's the way they support themselves.
Lisa, I love this series. It's really fantastic. Thank you very much. It feels a little bit, I mean, I get it and I don't get it. It's almost like decaf coffee to me. Like, you're taking the God out of all of the religious practices, the singing, the gathering, the offerings. It seems like you're going 9/10 of the way.
Vegan meat replacement.
But the last tenth is a big tenth, you know. And if you want the community, I understand this. You want the community these days with all the distractions and how busy everyone is. We're losing that. But maybe you're not sure how you feel about faith.
That's a good point, Adrian. I think every human craves community.
Yeah.
And we find it in any way we can.
Yeah, it's true. You run a church without God on Sunday, don't you? It's called the NFL.
They're trying not to express their opinion, but by the same token, you sort of see where they lie in this. I can see some friends there. I can also see some people that they're speaking out for religious people they might not necessarily be religious. What I've learned about working in the media, I worked at NBC in New York on a contract for 18 months, and I also worked for more than 5 years as a television videographer. So I know from the inside. And, you know, during that time I worked with Oprah Winfrey. So I can tell you unequivocally that the only bias in the news is a conservative bias. Why is that? Because the vast majority of people who watch news are conservatives. You want your ratings to be good, so you appeal to conservatives. So this horseshit that people tell you about the lamestream media being liberally biased is false. It's a false narrative. Don't buy it. It's nonsense. So I hope you guys will continue to watch what we're doing here, and I want to give a shout out to our friends at the assembly, the Sunday Assembly. They keep getting featured by CBS. In 10 years, they've done 2 stories, and both stories were with that organization. So they must like you guys, and we like you too. We're your buddies. That's it for today. From the Middle Tennessee, the humanists of Middle Tennessee.